Good morning. Happy Friday. It's a glorious Friday. Aren't all Fridays glorious? I mean, unless you work Saturday and then Friday's just another day. For many years, I worked Tuesday through Saturday. We're not going, no. There may be evil demons living under there. We're not going under there. Their door is open. Oh, and she's growling. So it's not really, I mean, I guess it's a basement, but it's not like a, why are you laying down and looking in the door? We are not going in there. We are not awaking any demons that might be in there. Okay, finish a sentence, Tracy. It's like a basement, but it's not a basement. You can't access the basement from upstairs. Maybe more of a cellar. I don't know. But the door's wide open. And I usually text them and say, hey, your basement door's wide open. Because I don't want to walk over there and close the door, because what if there's a cat or a raccoon or anything in there? Well, I don't want to be the one to close the door and that stay in there. So she's growling at the door, and now she's just laid down to stare. We're not, no. I don't know why, but that room scares me, okay? I like basements that you can access from upstairs. Yeah. I looked at a house one time. It was the weirdest thing. I really liked the house. It was frozen in time in the 60s. All the furniture, it had perfect hardwood floors. It had those lamps like Mary Frances had that was like a telescopic, is that right? Is that the right word? Pole with the little lights that come off, you know what I'm saying? You like wedge it and then you twist it up. Or you don't wedge it. You twist it up and it, you know what I'm saying? It's like a shower curtain, but goes from floor to ceiling. Anyway, it had one of those. It was the coolest house, except the kitchen floor was still the original floor from the 60s, like harvest green or gold. I think it was green. All the appliances were still green. And the vinyl flooring had ripped and they had stitched it. And the house was way more than my budget would allow, because I needed a house that didn't need any renovations at that cost. You know what I'm saying? My budget was low. I was the government worker, okay? Well, anyway, when you go down to the basement and you walk around the corner, Patty Loveless with It's a Lemonade Life was my realtor. She's always going to be my realtor. When we walk around the corner, it was like, you have this beautiful basement that was all clean and pristine with the cement floor, but when you went around in this corner, it's like dirt started. And it was the crawl space, basically, that was open and dirt. And I was like, I don't get this. Why is that open? I don't get this. I don't like this. That's creeping me out. This creeps me out the same way. I don't know why. Why are we talking about this? I don't know. But y'all know my mind just goes places, and I just go with it, okay? Well, anyway, Penny was sound asleep, and I don't know what happened to cause the nervous breakdown, but either the cat scared her in the litter box, because it was right next to where her bed was, or she too did. Either way, she come running to me, shaking uncontrollably, wanting to be held, and I'm like, I'm working, dear, I can't do this. So finally I was like, okay, let's go for a walk, because maybe you need to go potty. But she just keeps laying down. I gotta go back to work. Anyway, that's enough about crawl spaces and weird basements that my dog growls when she goes by it. The girls came over yesterday, and Phoenix made a very big mistake. She said, "Miss Tracy, I can't get my silly string to work." And she handed me the can. I shook the can, and then I doused her in silly string. And she was squealing and running and screaming and doing all the things. And she was like, "My mom is gonna be mad at you if you use up all my silly string." I said, I don't think your mom's gonna be mad at me if I use up all the silly string, because you know what? I can buy you more. Yeah, I work for a living, okay? I have monies for the Dollar Tree silly string, so take that. So I sprayed her again. Well, then I gave her the can back, and then I got covered with silly string while I was running as well as an almost 60-year-old woman can run, in the yard, up the driveway, around, screaming. And then, sorry, my shoulder's hurting, so I keep trading back and forth. And then, praise be to Jesus, because I was getting tired, it started raining. I said, "Oh, it's time to go in, it's raining." So, that was the end of that. She didn't do a daggum thing except walk around and lay down and walk around and lay down after her panic attack of either the cat scaring her or her tooting. And now we're going back inside, so I'll be back. I have one question before I read you this story. That cat of mine. Why is it that I have so many cleaning products and cleaning devices, yet feel that my house is never clean? It's a mystery for the ages. All right, moving on to the story. The story. CBSNews.com. Police are investigating after a 74-year-old woman who was declared deceased at a Nebraska nursing home was found breathing at the funeral home 2 hours later, marking at least the third time since last year that a woman was prematurely declared deceased at a U.S. nursing home. The woman was ultimately declared deceased Monday afternoon at a hospital, officials with the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office said Tuesday. An autopsy was expected to be performed on Tuesday. Constance Glantz, 74, had been on hospice care at the Mulberry Nursing Home in Waverly, Nebraska, officials said in a news conference on Monday. Staff at the nursing home believe she had passed at 9:44 a.m. Chief Deputy Ben Houchin said it's not clear how staff came to the conclusion that she had become deceased. A coroner was not called to confirm Glantz's death, Houchin said, noting that her supposed death fell outside the parameters in which the office would be summoned. Glantz was then transported to the Buthurus and Macer and Love Funeral Home. Houchin said it's not clear how many people saw Glantz between when she was declared deceased and when she was found breathing. It's a miracle. CBS affiliate KOLN reported that funeral home staff had transported the woman to Lincoln, Nebraska, and that a staff member from the home had noticed she was still breathing while preparing her for funeral arrangements. At 11:43 a.m., Lincoln Fire and Rescue was called to the funeral home and told that CPR was being done on a 74-year-old woman. Why are you doing CPR if she's breathing? I don't understand. Glantz was transported to an area hospital. An investigation is going on, Houchin said, noting that police have not been able to find any criminal intent by the nursing home and adding that it's unclear if any laws were broken. This is a very unusual case, Houchin said. I've been doing this for 31 years and nothing like this has ever gotten to this point before. The Mulberry Nursing Home told CBS News they had no comment.
Similar cases were reported in 2023. An Iowa nursing home faced thousands of dollars in fines after a 66-year-old woman was found alive and gasping for air in the funeral home after being pronounced deceased. Just days later, a New York funeral home found an 82-year-old woman alive and breathing shortly after she was declared deceased at a nursing home. Well, ain't that something? Ain't that just a kick in the butt? They say you're deceased and they take you to the funeral home and you're just like, man, I was just sleeping. What's wrong with y'all? I'm still breathing. And why are you performing CPR on a woman that's breathing? I mean, I'm not a nurse or a doctor, but I did take CPR one time, and I'm pretty sure you don't give CPR to someone who's breathing, correct? Right? I mean, if they're breathing, their heart is beating. What are you trying to revive if they're breathing? I'm saying I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm the know-all, end-all, but I'm just saying, you know, when someone's choking, the international for choking, you have to make sure, can you speak? Can you cough? Can you breathe? Okay, let's do the Heimlich. I almost said what I usually call it, which is a hiney lick. Anyway, if they're still breathing and coughing, then they're okay so far, right? But it's when they get to that point, international sign for I need the Heimlich. Yeah. And then you give them a quick up to the gut, above the belly button, that far above the belly button. I don't know, it's been a long time, but yeah, you thrust up. Anyway, that's enough of CPR lessons for today and Heimlich maneuvers and such as that. But yeah, we need to make sure people are deceased before we take them to the nursing home. I mean, to the funeral home where they may do an autopsy. It's terrifying, isn't it? It's like a nightmare. Yes. All right. That's it for this one. Carry on. Have a lovely day. Remember, I love you. Jesus loves you. I hope he's coming back soon because people will be crazy. And I will talk to you on the next Tracy Tries, which who knows when that will be, right? Toodles, my noodles, and stay silly, my friends. And remember, smile.